different. Beautiful day, so I thought I'd take advantage of the light, and I'm going to do a really sort of, I say quick, I hope it's quick, tattoo run through. I've had a few questions about my tattoos and how I not get away with them with nursing, but how I manage them and manage the comments, and if I've had any issues or anything. So yeah, looking at me, the first thing that you probably can notice is my half sleeve. It's not the first tattoo I got, but it is the biggest. I have this writing up here which says, "I need your grace to remind me to find my own," and some initials down the bottom. This is actually song lyrics from Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. This is probably the tattoo I get the most questions about at work specifically, just because like when you're doing things, people can see the imagery but they can't really read this clearly. A lot of questions about that, and I just tell them that it's song lyrics. It's a memorial tattoo. I just sort of say that and don't say anymore. If I get really pressured, which some patients in the past have really pressured me. I actually had one resident in the nursing home lecture me about using grace wrong. She was very religious, and I just told her that it was song lyrics and it wasn't anything to do with religion, but I copped an absolute earful from that. So that's the only situation I haven't been able to navigate towards. But yeah, most of the other times I just tell them that it's a memorial tattoo, and people sort of get the gist that I don't really want to tell them about it. They're the sort of main ones that you see straight up. So maybe I'll insert an over clip of me maybe chatting about this, but my sleeve starts off with an Indian. My sleeve is quite big and it does stand out quite a bit. So going just from top down, it doesn't have a lot of meaning. The gypsy, which she is wearing a headdress, so she is an Indian technically. She is a representation of me, and she's probably the only piece that does have quite a lot of meaning. She's looking forwards as a reminder to always look forward, look to the future, look up. That's pretty much it. Surrounding her, I've just got some flowers. I've got a dream catcher that trails down. I have an elephant tattoo on my forearm. That was the first piece that I got before the sleeve, and sometimes I wish I never got it. The story behind the elephant was I drew it in maths and went and got it done at lunchtime. That's it. There's no meaning. That's all it is. The back of my arm has "Stay Wild Gypsy Child" as a scroll in the background and flowers. There is room underneath. I used to think that I would do the whole sleeve, but I'm sort of leaning away from this arm now. I got this whole thing done by the time I was 19, so you can get tattoos in Australia from the time you're 18. So this whole thing was done by 19, and I love it. I don't regret it, but it's not really my style now. So that's that one. The only other tattoo on my arm is the one on the back of this arm, and it's a bow and arrow. And my brother and I have the same bow and arrow, and the arrow has a kink in the same spot. This is on his forearm and mine is there. I had a muscle flinch when they did my arrow, so that's why it's got a kink in it, and ironically so did Nick when he had his done. So that's all I have on my arms. I have a deer. Hopefully you can see that on the back of my neck. I did all arts at high school. I actually didn't intend on being a nurse at all, and I actually went to uni for graphic design, so that was the logo from my graphic design piece that got me into my university course. So that's what that is. And then the only other tattoo I have is on my ribs on this side, and I'll insert a clip of that later. And that is out of a birthday card, and it's for my family. So every year Mum writes the same thing in my birthday card, so I got that on my ribs, and it's on my left side, so it's closer to my heart. And that's it. That's all I have for my tattoos. In terms of whether I have issues with them at work, as I said, this I cop a bit for. You always get patients that say, "No, what's that up your arm?" or "Wash that off." But other than that, no, I had any issues in my work environment either. Actually quite discriminatory to not hire someone or treat someone unfairly because they have tattoos in Australia and in any workforce. So it's not socially acceptable. If you have experienced that or are experiencing that at your workplace, you need to contact your HR or escalate it further, because it's not on, it's inappropriate. Look, most nurses I know, most nurses on my ward have tattoos and quite visible ones. Obviously, neck and face tattoos, it's a whole different ball game. Personally, that's not my taste, and if that's yours, that's cool. But I think that's where we would have the issue from a nursing perspective. But other than that, nope. The other thing with work is that we wear scrubs. So my scrub sleeve actually comes down quite low. So usually, especially with the girls and stuff, they sort of only see from this point down. This is usually covered by my scrub. Same with the arrow. No one really sees it because it is on the back of my arms. So yeah, that's the other thing to consider. When I was at uni, we had like button-up business shirts, quite short sleeves. They were awful and they were horrendously uncomfortable, but they showed a lot more. So I feel like as a student, I copped a lot more like questions and, oh, you know, what's on your arm, or can you nurse with tattoos? And of course you can. Just because I've got something on my skin doesn't mean I'm not good at my job. So yeah, that's probably at uni I copped a bit more. I've never had an issue in the workforce and never had an issue getting a job either. Quite open about them. It was a question in my interview, was do you have any visible tattoos? And I said yes. Even though I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, I showed them in my interview and no one had any problems. I hope this was helpful. A quick glimpse of my personal tattoos and a really rough meaning behind all of them. Yeah, if anything, I cop more about my nose ring than I do for my tattoos. So that's all. It's just a sort of a quick run through video, as I said, and I hope this answers some of your questions. If you have tattoos and you're studying and you're worried about that sort of thing. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!